Hello, welcome in to my live stream. I would love to welcome Lady Shadowe. She will be my co-host for the Soul Twin Stars podcast. May 23rd at 6 p.m. is the premiere. Thank you all for joining. We will be answering questions tonight and talking about all the subjects. We are just regular women talking about spiritual stuff, and I am so happy all of you are joining. As you know, I'm Peaceful Nik the Medium. I'm a scientist and a medium, and I will let Lady Shadowe introduce herself.
Y'all know me here and there. I pop in with Nik. We really do consider ourselves soul twins because we've known each other a long time. We have the same spiritual, moral, ethical views on life. We love to dabble and fully immerse ourselves as well into self-improvement and walking a really enlightened path. But of course, we're human like everyone else. It's not a perfect journey. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of support. So we love that we can connect with you all today. And we have exciting things to share. I'm Lady Shadowe. I am a metaphysical white Wiccan, which means I practice only love-based Wicca, which there are several levels of practice out there, as we know, and Hollywood has sensationalized what us witches do and who we are. So I just want to remind everybody, that it's all based in light and love on this end. I'm also an author, a playwright on Off-Broadway. I'm a web designer, an artist, creator, all kinds of things. Like Nik here, we are definitely talented, multitasking all of our talents every day. It's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love, and we love it. And we're here, ideally, for you all to help inspire you. And then as well, you all inspire us with your wonderful comments and input, and where your lives are helps us also navigate, what content to create, and helps us also grow spiritually. So it's all a collective. We're all one.
I couldn't agree more. I'm so happy that we're going to be working together on this project. We are going to be covering subjects from awakening to Zen and everything in between. And it will be a less polished version of Peaceful Nik that you normally see on my social media. We will be speaking in regular human language, not so perfect and peaceful all the time. We're going to talk about real stuff. Real issues with women who are experiencing things in their bodies and their lives. We're going to cover, menopause, manifesting, dealing with loss, life hacks, relationship stuff, social media and self-esteem.
Random animals
Joining us. That's little Bailey. Meditation, body changes. And I just want to say hi to everyone who's joining. I know Dawn is here, my beautiful friend Kathy, who we work with so many times. And Sandy, hello. If you guys have any questions about the podcast, please put them in the chat, or just any questions about mediumship, tarot, witchy stuff, menopause, whatever. We're here to cover every topic tonight because it's a preview to what we will be talking about on our podcast, Soul Twin Stars, on Spotify, May 23rd.
Yes. And it's not just for women. It's also for anybody who's basically human, who is struggling or wants to improve your life, or wants just needs a laugh, or a little bit of Zen or magic to kind of get you through your day or your week. We're going to cover so many topics, even for the men out there or our fellow warlocks, who want to tune in and, get some juice from their side, the masculine side of things. Like we're literally, it's like you said, a raw and enjoying conversation for literally everyone, very all encompassing, and it's going to be exciting too, because we're accumulating some guests, everyone, that we're also probably going to have on at least every other episode, right? Maybe even at some point every episode will have a guest come on, who is also kind of following the theme of spirituality and self-improvement. And we might even get some big names on here, right? So we're working on that. So there could be some exciting things to come on every Friday. So definitely we'll let everybody know on our Facebook page what's happening. And then we each, Nik and I, have a tab on both of our websites where you can go to the podcast section that gives you all the information, the upcoming itinerary, a sponsors page. You want to tell them about the sponsorships that we have?
Sure, that's next on the list here. If you are a business owner, an online business owner, a mom and pop shop, and you want to sponsor a podcast, there are different levels of sponsorships. Both of our websites have the page for Soul Twin Stars, and there are different levels of sponsorships there. You can always ask about that tonight if you want, or email me privately. Everybody on here just about knows about my email and where to find me, peacefulnikthemedium.com. And hello, I just want to say hello to Brooke, who joined, and Julie Word, Abby, Cosmic 80s. We had a wonderful talk the other day. Yo Mom 12 said hello. Lisa,
awesome.
Kathy, Iantha. I always can't remember if I say that right. Please correct me if I said that incorrectly. So hello, hello, hello. And the next thing, we have a Facebook page, which we will be having Magical Mondays on, and a TikTok page. If you want to, how come it's not working? What's happening? I can't, oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry. The little button wasn't clicking. We started a Soul Twin Spirits Facebook and TikTok page. Our Facebook page will be where Magical Mondays occur. I have it posted in my Peaceful Nik the Medium Facebook page. If you go to the Soul Twin Stars Facebook page, we will have Magical Mondays every Monday as a follow-up to our Friday podcast. So we want to boost the week. And why do we want to boost the week?
Oi, everybody, even Nik and I work from home. We also work out in the world, but basically we own, our own companies. But even Mondays get us down. I mean, seriously, we have to boost each other up every Monday ourselves, because the week ahead requires the same level of preparation and mental fortitude as it would for everybody else getting up to go to their job. And I don't think necessarily that it's a feeling of dread. I think that Nik and I are empathic, and we feel how much energy on Mondays that is negatively spread, and we feel that, and we feel like everybody can use that beginning of the week push. We're going to do a giveaway at the end. I think you might have just covered that. And just little tips and tricks, just a 30-minute quickie to kind of give you a preview what's happening on the next podcast the next Friday. And everybody needs, oh my gosh, several times throughout my day, with as much tools as I try to use and choose to use with the education that Nik and I have learned to have a happy and balanced life, we still several times a day need to stop ourselves and say nope, and just breathe and come back. And because we would never get anything done if we did things the old way in the older days of when we weren't so far along in our journey. And we just want to help you all get through your journey, whether you work an 8 to 5 or whether you do this kind of work, or even if you're just at home on Mondays and you have Mondays off. It's just that we just want everyone to start the week off with a wonderful, happy, joyous punch.
I couldn't agree more. And Kathy, Messages from Spirit, if you aren't already following her, please follow her, asked if we will be doing readings on the podcast. Now, I will definitely say there are opportunities for readings to be done on the podcast. I know Lady Shadowe has created the most beautiful tarot deck.
Which is going to the printer, by the way, this week. I'm so excited.
It's going to the printer, so those are ready for pre-sale on soulsandspirits.com. But I am sure there will be time for reading now and then. It won't be the main focus of our podcast, because we do want to have guests and really talk about real stuff that real people are experiencing. We need to have as much love and compassion and real, authentic conversations about things people are worried about, things that come up in our lives, things that it's like, oh, I have this weird thing happening to my body. Is that normal? Or, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I was sweating bullets. Why did that happen? Does anybody know? Just everything, again, from awakening to Zen. So there will absolutely be time for some readings, but it won't be the main focus of the podcast. Now, on Magical Mondays, the giveaways will include readings. So if you're there on Magical Mondays on the Facebook page, you will definitely have an opportunity to get a reading,
or to win one in private.
Win, right? That's what I meant
to win one.
Yes.
A full on. Also, you might win a tarot deck. You might win one of the magical handmade wands that I make. You'll just never know until you guys tune in, because you have to tune in for the full 30 minutes, because we're going to do the giveaway at the end in the last 5 minutes. And we will do the giveaway live so that everyone can see we're actually doing it. And we will randomly pick from names that are actually interacting with us at the end of the live.
Or one of my Beginner's Mediumship 101 downloadable.
Yes.
That's
one of her courses.
Yeah. Yep. And Lisa says, hello, Lisa. And hi, Kimmy Cat. And Kathy says, wonderful. So do you want to chat about some of the subjects that you have on your list?
Sure. So upcoming, other than the awesome guests that we're going to be able to get different perspectives on, as far as, like you said, life, living, just coping with your daily activities, bad jobs, sour relationships. We're going to, like you said, we're going to talk about how to love our bodies more, how to nurture our spirit. Nik and I are going to talk about our struggles along the way, and even our daily struggles and how we overcome them. Because I think when somebody, claims all these answers, and we need those answers, but we also need to know that that person that's utilizing those answers and have mastered some parts of their life we're all still growing and ever changing and evolving all the time. So we'll need, we all need to refresh our gas tanks. We all still get angry, we get jealous, we get afraid. And so, again, helping us cope with all of those different emotions. Like Nik said, menopause, or for the men, whatever the men want to talk about.
Menopause.
Menopause. Yeah. We can keep it raw. We can talk about the nitty gritty of sex and relationships, and at whatever age, manifestation techniques. I like to talk about demystifying Wicca, because, again, I think everybody puts the idea of the word witch in a box and thinks, oh my gosh, I fly around at night and bite the heads off of chickens in graveyards. Like, that's not what we do. It's just we like to flow it. In fact, the rain right now, I don't know if you can hear it, is pouring outside. Again, 3 days of rain over here in New York. So it's all about nature and being in tune and following the cycles of the earth, and appreciating that we are matter, just as earth is, as you know, as a scientist over there. And so it's just really good to remind ourselves that we're not only human, but we're all trying our best. And so we're just going to come together and lift each other up.
Absolutely. And also, we will talk about subjects from spiritual leaders over the years. Eckhart Tolle is one of my biggest influences. I love his books. I have read them, especially A New Earth, multiple times, so much that my book is almost falling apart. Mel Robbins, with her Let Them, that has taught me a lot of lessons. And Kathy said, AKA midlife crisis. Amen. Amen.
We're happy to cover midlife crisis and how to fix that. Absolutely.
Yes. Well, but is there a fix for it? And just discovering why we feel that way. Why? I'm a why person. Like, I'm the person, if I understand why something's happening or why someone's doing something, it makes me feel better. So I want to know why.
And I always want to know the solution, so once you get to the why, the solutions come so much faster. So we've got the why girl and the solution girl, and combined, that is how we heal. And that is how we can eliminate, quote, crises out of our lives. So it's just midlife,
Right. And don't ruminate on the middle part, right?
That's right.
So there's the why, and then there's a middle, and then there's the solution. A lot of people get stuck in the middle and they forget to find the solution. And that's you can be sad for a day, but you can't stay there forever. I'm talking about regular everyday problems, not severe trauma, obviously, which there are solutions for most of that, not all of it, most of it. And we are always constantly working towards healing. We're never fully healed. Something I teach in my mediumship classes, you have to have a certain amount of healing done before you should give mediumship readings. Because if you don't have healing done yourself, you're going to bring that negativity into your readings, and you should not do that. You shouldn't bring your stuff into your readings. So, however, we always are healing. We should be always healing. Nobody is completely healed. So that's another part of that. Kimmy Cat said, and this is a question for you, Lady Shadowe. What do you mean you don't fly around at night? LOL.
I fly around at night in a car and at the gym, but I don't fly on a broom. Although we do have a few brooms laying around for a little protection. Because again, it's sweeping out and bringing in. It's just all energy. But yeah, I love that name, by the way. Kimmy Cat is adorable.
And Kimmy Cat also said, love Mel, just started reading or listening to Let Them. I made Let Them stickers and put them all over my house.
I love it.
We need to understand that.
We do.
As a mother and a wife, I just celebrated my 29th wedding anniversary. I have had to learn Let Them a lot recently.
And that's probably with everything, just like with the 12 steps, of healing. It's because it's, no longer Alcoholics Anonymous. It's any addiction.
Yes.
But let it go. Let go, let God. Let go, let higher power. Let go, let higher self, like whatever it is.
And let them doesn't mean let them disrespect you.
That's right.
And get away with it.
Or let them walk all over you.
Or let them abuse you. It means you can let them do whatever they need to do and leave if it's dangerous or painful or hurtful.
Yes.
But you have to decide, for you, what's abuse, what's not, etc. Kathy has an excellent point. Book recommendations would be a great addition to each podcast. Absolutely.
Okay.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
Yes.
Yep. I have my stack of books right here. I keep by my desk.
Yeah. I've got. I'll make a list. We'll each recommend a really good, life-changing book every episode. Let's add that to the list, Nik. Yep. Thank you for that. I have it on my list. I love it. Wonderful.
As soon as I saw Kathy type that in, I'm like, book recos right here. Absolutely. I'm a book person. I can't tell you how much money over the years I spent on books, and I like physical books. I don't like audio books.
Yes.
If I can't see the word, I can't comprehend it. I have to see it. So I'm a physical book person. I love the smell of a book.
I love highlighting. Making notes. Yeah.
Oh, the highlighting.
And you know what? With any divine luck, I think with our magic chemistry here, we're going to conjure getting Mel Robbins on our podcast at some point. I'm going to put that out into the universe right now because I would love to chat with her. I
would love
very
that.
Exciting. Mm-hmm.
I would love Suzanne Giesman. I would love to have her on too.
Yep.
There's so many people. David. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Eckhart Tolle, but he's always doing some kind of somewhere. Marcy,
just a little tidbit. Go right back to you, Nik, before I forget. Talk about really cool, evolved, spiritual leaders out there, like who we just named. Marianne Williamson. I don't know if you all know. She was running for president last year, but of course she got buried in the news cycle and wasn't given a chance to debate. The Course in Love author. Oh my gosh, she's written so many things over the years. Lover or hater, she's really, carved out a path in this world, a big name. And she was actually at one of my plays in New York City. I've met her. It was super exciting. So this was only like 5 years ago. So she was still pretty big 5 years ago, and she came to my play. So that's really exciting to know that the access to these people that we look up to is actually not as far away as we think it is. And I'm telling y'all, we're going to get some phenomenal guests on our podcast. So
it's going to
definitely try to spread it around to all of your friends.
It's going to be incredible. Marcy said, sometimes doing readings for others helps us heal too. Absolutely. I do tons of readings on my live streams. I do tons of free readings. I do pro bono readings, like for certain circumstances. Kathy and I have done probably hundreds of live streams over the past 5 years where we've done free readings for people. So absolutely, doing readings helps. That's what I do. All this other stuff is extra, the podcast, the Patreon. For those of you who don't know, I started my Patreon page. So all free subscribers get a free Zoom on June 2nd. So if you go to my Patreon, Peaceful Nik the Medium, you have access to me for a free Zoom gallery where I will be doing free readings on June 2nd. So Marcy, if you're interested in potentially a free reading, go to my Patreon, subscribe for free. You'll get an invitation to my free Zoom gallery. So yes. Or if someone wants a private paid reading, all my 30-minute readings right now are only $50. There's only like 3 or 4 spots left for the rest of May. So get them now while you can. And so that's my little rant about readings. Kimmy Cat says, love it. Kimmy Cat says, RN at my job recommended let them. And she's also an intuitive and Reiki master. Absolutely. Yep. And Kimmy Cat also said, wild edge of sorrow. Oh, I'm writing that down.
Ooh.
For healing. What is one of the most influential books for you, Lise?
For me, it would be Ernest Holmes' Science of Mind, not to be confused with Scientology, or the other one that there's another one, religious. No, not religious. There's another science, like related to the L. Ron Hubbard guy. There's another sect of that, but Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes is a metaphysical teacher, and his giant book this thick is wonderful, but it's such a quick read because it's just so layman's terms and it's so easily applicable. It's maybe like a lesser intellectual version of the Course in Miracles, which is also a wonderful text if anyone's dived or dove into that. Woo! It is a game changer, but it's difficult to get through. You have to really take your time and ingest what's going on in there. That's another Marianne Williamson favorite, is that she teaches that, but it's great. So I would say Science of Mind. And then there's another random book called Thank You for Being a Pain. And it is like this wonderful book about gratitude and dealing with difficult people. And I've read that 3 times. Every time I run into a super heavy duty situation and then I cannot get answers on my own, through the person that is being difficult, I just read that book, much like Mel Robbins, and just let them. And oh my gosh, so many wonderful exercises in there to turn things over that you have no control over. So love those 2. And it's just this random, I don't even have the author memorized, just this random, adorable, just super helpful book for like all those difficult situations in life,
My favorite book ever is Eckhart Tolle. You can see,
yep, that's a good one too. Top 10.
I've read it a few times. Yay! A New Earth, best book, changed my life. Was gifted to me by my niece, and I didn't remember this until I read that I had written it down. You see, I have all my notes in there. I wrote down, Mandy ordered and sent me this book April 30th, 2014, life-changing. And so I have taken millions of notes out of this book. It's about the first chapter is a little ethereal and beautifully written. But after that, it talks about our ego and the pain inside of us, and why, how we can understand other people's perspective based on their pain, and how you are always fighting your ego versus your regular loving self. And it's this battle back and forth. It's beautiful. It's wonderful, very spiritual. And then another one I love is The Field by Lynn McTaggart. And this is very, it's, you know, I'm a science person. It's a very sciencey book, but it's about science and consciousness. And everybody who follows my social media knows I'm always trying to take science to prove mediumship is real. And so this book is one of the books that I reference a lot when I talk about that. It's incredible. So if you guys have any other book recommendations, put them in the chat. Let us know if you have any questions about the podcast. The podcast is free. You don't have to buy anything to listen to the podcast. It's audio only. So my hair will, for now, my hair will likely be in a bun, and I will have no makeup on when we record it. You may hear some foul language because we're real people who say real words.
Once in a while, like every hour.
Yeah. It's going to be raw and real, and there will be stories from our lives. Yeah. And we've both had fascinating lives full of all different kinds of stuff that have happened. And Sandy said Journey of Souls. Look, Sandy.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
I've got it right here. So
behind her camera, she's got a giant Beauty and the Beast size library going on back
there. You know, it's sad. I had these 2 giant bookshelves when my kids were little, and they were full of books. I mean, full, packed to books with books. And we had to move, and the movers went by weight. And the books weighed so much. I took all the books and donated them to a library.
Oh, no.
It was so heart-wrenching.
Oh, no.
I had some really old antique astronomy books that were just, I regret that to this day. Where can you find the podcast? It'll be on Spotify, which is free. You can get the Spotify app for free. I will post it on all my socials, as I'm sure Lise will also post on her socials.
Yes.
And it will be released next Friday, May 23rd at 6 p.m. and followed up Monday on Facebook, the Soul Twins
replay
page. Yeah. Magical Mondays.
Yes. And we'll also probably have it available on all the socials. Yeah. I'll throw it on my YouTube, Souls and Spirits YouTube channel. And Nik has all those outlets, TikTok, all those places too. So
right. Yeah. And then we're also going to put it on, I think, 7 or 8 other podcast platforms. We just have to press a button or something. We're figuring it out.
It's going to go far and wide. It's going to be exciting. Yeah.
It's going to be so exciting. I mean, I cannot wait to just talk, because like Facebook, you can't just say whatever you want on Facebook. YouTube, you can pretty much say whatever you want.
That's true.
But watch our socials, because you will see us posting about it. Cosmic 80s said, Dolores Cannon, 3 waves of volunteers, the new Earth. Looking forward to reading
one. Yep. My husband's very familiar with that one. Great. Good idea. And how about you all out there? What, as a witch and a medium, what would you all like to see? List off some exciting topics, even if they're super personal. We're not afraid to talk about anything. We're not afraid to talk about our traumas, our struggles, all of it. That's the cool thing about Nik and I and our friendship over the years, is that it's very unfiltered and transparent. You know, I am also open with I have a lot of unique lifestyle, you know, habits and expressions and activities that I do, and we're willing to talk about all of that too. So if it's taboo or whatever it might be, can y'all put in the comments some of the things that would really hold your attention, subjects that would really hold your attention that that you'd like to hear us talk about?
So so as all of you who have followed me before, can you hear the neighbor is making a little noise? Can you hear that noise in the background? Okay, good. Okay. I can post the Patreon in the chat in just 1 second. But all of you who have followed me for a long time know my mother passed away when I was very young. I had a very difficult childhood. And I had a lot of ups and downs and left turns and right turns and many challenges in my life. But I didn't ever let that stop me from moving forward and always trying to do the right thing, trying to do things to, make my children's lives happy and safe, and, and just try to be better than the generation before me. Kimmy Cat has a question. Story of Metatron. Would love to hear that. I don't know that story. Do you know anything about that?
I don't. What's it called? Metatron?
Metatron. I've heard of that. I just haven't got.
And we could certainly research it and get into it at some point, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen people talk about it. I just don't know enough about it to speak intelligently on it. I'm grabbing the link for Patreon right now.
Nice.
So if everybody, I don't know why I didn't put this in here earlier. If everybody can go to the chat and click that link and join as a free member, you get an invite to a free Zoom. Yay. So on June 2nd, where I will be doing readings, live readings for only Patreon members. Right now, I just started my Patreon this week, and I think I have about 50 people in there. And if they all come, there's going to be 50 people. And obviously, I can't do 50 mediumship readings at a time. So we're going to do the best we can. But every month, I'm going to have a gallery. So click on that Patreon. It's free. And everybody likes free. So click on that and join. Let's see. Any other questions? So I do want to talk about the importance of meditation before we, finish up for the night. This is important because people think that they have to meditate and clear their mind and be in this perfect Zen state in a forest or a desert or on the ocean or whatever. And so it discourages them from meditating. Meditation is not to have a perfectly clear mind. Meditation is to slow your thoughts down. Slow your thoughts down so that hamster wheel of thoughts isn't going in your brain. And my husband, who is a very energetic person who goes 90 to nothing from the time he wakes up to the time he goes to bed, started meditating about 8 or 9 years ago. And what shocked me, because that doesn't seem like his personality at all, he's a very sporty, athletic guy, and he started meditating. And I was like, okay, that's weird for him, but whatever. And maybe a year later, he said, it saved my life. And I thought, wow, that impressed me very much. So meditation is to slow your thoughts down, and you don't have to sit in a Zen position. You can meditate in the shower. You can meditate, when you're taking a walk outside, anything to slow down your thoughts. So
and it doesn't have to be 30 minutes or 60.
Nope.
It could be just 3 minutes of square breathing. And just remembering who you are. And when you're at that crossroads where you're about to get really mad about something, really stressed. I had a very weird week that, things just switched out of my control and threw off everything for the week. And all of a sudden I said, okay, I just need to close my eyes and remember that nothing matters except, getting centered and listening to my higher self tell me what to do here. And also meditation it's not so much an exercise, it's just stopping and listening for a minute. It's just listening to your higher self, listen to the birds, just say, okay, what do I need to hear right now? Let me just stop talking and just listen for a second. And it works in relationships too, like when we just stop and listen.
Absolutely.
With everything, our boss, our friends. It's amazing how much further, one of the famous lines in my last play was, mind your own business, listen more than you talk. And oh my gosh, there was another one in there. Yeah, it's one of my favorite lines, but it's like 3 really important things. Don't gossip. Stay
It's
in your
like
lane.
it's like the 4 agreements, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Similar,
Yeah.
be
And we just have to
impeccable
be
with
reminded
your
of that.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here we are talkers, and focus on like chatting about whatever's going on with us. But at the same time, we are listening to the world. I'm listening to the rain. I'm listening to my higher self, what to say. I'm listening to you all out there. I'm trying to feel what you all want to hear and what answers you may all want, or need to be answered, whether it's cosmically or in the comments. It's so great to just being able to pay attention and just refocus your energy on just your energy and not the illusion that's going on out here. The theater, the stage that we've all built, which is called our lives, just to shut that down and let it go dark for a bit, even if it's for 3 minutes. Like you said, you don't have to get into any kind of clothing. You don't have to get into a position. You just have to just remember none of it matters except your joy and peace right now, because that's how you're going to get your solutions to whatever's at hand, and not in a chaotic state, but in that, okay, I'm just going to breathe and I'm not going to make another move until I calm everything down.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to say hi to Holly and Ray, who have joined. I'm glad you're here. And I want to say about the birds chirping. I don't care if anybody thinks I'm crazy or a weirdo. What else is new?
She loves the bird. She needs a birdie in her little office.
I'm going to cry just thinking about it.
Yes.
Listening to the birds chirping in the morning for years has healed so many parts of me. And first thing I do in the morning, I'm a zombie in the morning. I go straight to the coffee pot. I make my coffee. I open my back door, so the screen door is there and I can hear the birds chirping in the morning. And if it's raining and gross outside, I turn on a YouTube station that has rain or that has birds chirping on it. Lee sent me a video the other day, and I could hear the birds chirping in her yard, and it just like brought me
and a frog
and a frog.
Yeah.
And it reminds you that all the chaos in the world
doesn't matter.
And I know we have 3-dimensional bills to pay.
Yes.
We have 3-dimensional problems, but overall, connect with nature. Even if, like when you showed me the caterpillar, she was videoing me and she showed me the caterpillar and she stopped and paused. And it was so meaningful.
It was very beautiful.
Said, look at this beautiful caterpillar. Now most people would just flick it off the screen or whatever, and
call it a nuisance. Yeah,
but it's a beautiful part of nature. And part of meditating can be just looking at a caterpillar or looking at a frog or listening to the bird. It can be 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds of just quieting the world around you, and turn off the news.
Yes. And also those little birdies. And I hear owls. I live in a little bit of this, the suburban border, countryside. So I hear all kinds of animals at night. The owls are hooting and they're all speaking their own little language. And we need to cut our language off and listen to their language and remind ourselves of the simplicity of just being alive, right? Because the animal not worried about, oh my God, there's cars all day. I'm going to get hit by a car. There's people over there barbecuing. I'm going to have some smoke in my eyes. These animals are just like, cool. I'm just going to live and be and peacefully just be the creature that I am without the judgment. And boy, we have a lot to learn from little creatures,
And you know what else? You reminded me when you're talking about the animals, they're always in the present
Yes, like a dog. Their mind resets every minute. They remember when it becomes linking it to a smell or one of their physical senses, but they don't hold the memory or the grudges that. Yes. So when
they're not worried about,
yeah,
the the grocery bill or the mortgage payment.
Yeah. Or they're not
They're
even
just
really
there to love.
necessarily worried about the next food source. They're just like, I want my people first, then I'll
Right,
pick some food, you know?
right.
Yeah.
And Ray sent finger red #1. I didn't know you could do that on YouTube, but thank you. I don't know. I appreciate it. Not sure what it means, but I love it. And Kimmy Cat said, amen on what your hubby said. I started meditating after my boyfriend died. Therapist highly recommended it to me. Started at 5 minutes a day and built up, and now can sit for an hour. Change my
Wow.
life and how I show up. Absolutely,
So great.
absolutely.
So
It
great.
is so important to slow down the train of thought because
Yes.
we are our worst enemy. And that's another thing I learned from my husband.
Mm.
You've been married so long, you got ups and downs, but I've learned a lot from him. And one of the things, he's a sporty guy, like I said, is he was talking about golf. He loves golf. I have no interest in golf, but whatever, he loves it. And he said, it's in between here. This is where you win or lose, right here. It's
That's
not
so
the
great.
physical playing. It's in between here. And I was like, wow. And that is so applicable in so many other parts of our life, that it's our excuse me, it's our mindset
Yeah.
that determines how we play in this life. And it's beautiful to understand that we can, and that's another thing we're going to talk about on the podcast, manifesting, guiding our life, going this way, going that way, because we could easily, any one of us at any time could easily go one way or the other. We
Yeah.
have to be consciously aware that we're going to go the way we choose to go in the positive direction.
Absolutely. And what is it that they say? One day that, while we're awake, we're making like something like thousands of choices a day.
Mm-hmm.
And all those little choices matter. Like every time we have to come to a crossroads and make a decision, it's like, and it affects other people and ourselves. And just to be more mindful of our choices can just little. Okay, so this is another from my play, like a metaphor where, people are talking about how difficult change is and how hard it is to change a habit. And oh my God, I don't want to go, but you don't have to do this giant, life altering change. When you go to the chiropractor, he literally adjusts your spine a couple of millimeters, and that makes all the difference. He's not whacking your spine a couple inches this way and a couple inches that way, that you'd have a broken back, right? It's millimeters. And you get out of that office and you feel wonderful after a couple millimeters. And that's all that we're presenting here, is that, hey, big changes can come in small shifts. So that's very small shifts. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just, something's happening here. It's winding down something.
We're getting kicked off the internet.
No. Just a button was funny.
Okay.
So make sure you listen to the Soul Twin Stars podcast on Spotify, May 23rd at 6 p.m.
We're going to get wild.
Followed up on our Facebook, Soul Twin Stars Facebook page, Monday for Magical Mondays, where we will have a follow-up show and give away free prizes. And yes, the podcast will be much more real talk. We are real spiritual women talking about real
spiritual issues.
SH exclamation point.
Yeah, we're not.
You two
we're
will
not
let me
going to
say it.
We're not going to quite be Howard Stern.
No.
But there might be a teaspoon of that in with a little, like I said, a little Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins likes to let it loose on her show too. I love that.
Yeah. Facebook will censor it, but YouTube won't. So
okay.
Yeah. So I have to be, because we're streaming on both.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy everybody joined. I hope everybody watches, and those of you watching the replay, thank you for making it through this whole 45-minute live show. I am so grateful to you, Lady Shadowe, for being here.
Yes, thank you, Nik. You've got an awesome platform, and you've got great, wonderful, educated fans, and I love them. They're great.
We're gonna do wonderful things, and be prepared to see a new side of Nik. Not as peaceful, Not that I'm not peaceful, just more real because I can be unfiltered.
Yeah.
You know, I have other layers. So just
It'll be more like, it'll be kind of like our friendship, or your all friendships, where you can talk about the good, the bad, and the everything in between,
yeah.
pretty freely. So it'll be kind of like listening to two friends navigating, this crazy world. It's nothing going to be a lecture. It's not going to be
No,
any
it's
of
not going
that.
to be vulgar or anything like that. Just
Yeah.
more like real people talking. We
Yeah.
don't have to be censored because of these other apps.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I mean. So it's not going to be
Absolutely.
not going to be crazy, but it's going to be real, authentic.
It's not gonna be crazy, but it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Hi, Jane. I'm sorry you can watch the replay, honey. And thank you, Evelyn. And good night, everybody, wherever you are. And thank you so much, Lise. I love you. And I love and peace
You all. Thank
everyone.
you.
Yeah.
Many blessings to everyone.
Have a good night.
Night, night.
Bye.